Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the LinkedOut show. This is a show where we interview local business owners from the UAE that have set up their businesses in Dubai so we can share their success stories, their learnings, the challenges that they face, hopefully to inspire all of you to start your own thing. My name is Harsh. I'm a marketing professional and a stand-up comedian. And today with me, we've got our wonderful guest, Cad.
Kader,
What is Cad short for?
Kader.
Kader.
Yeah.
Kader. And where are you from, Kader?
So half Algerian, half Welsh.
Half Algerian, half Welsh.
Yeah, pretty crazy
It's
mix.
like, which struggle do you want to pick? It's Middle Eastern or European?
Imagine growing up here as well. It's like you're a bit of an alien no matter where you go. So
Yeah.
go back to UK and you're like, not really from the UK. If I go to Algeria, not really from Algeria. And then growing
You
up
belong
in
in Dubai then.
Yeah.
You belong
Honestly,
in Dubai.
Dubai's my home.
Yeah.
Dubai's my home.
So you grew up in
Grew
Dubai?
up here, yeah, like born in London, and then went to primary school here, went to Des. I'm a Des boy, and yeah, this has been my life, this place. This place has given my parents, me, the opportunities that have come, and yeah, I love this place. It's home for me, man.
Amazing. No, so this is exactly what, right? Like there's so many stories out here about people that have come here doing something completely different and then they sort of pivot to a completely different industry, something that they might have planned, something they wouldn't have planned. So right now, tell us about what you're doing right now, your business right now.
Sure. So I've got a clinic in Jumeirah, just on Kite Beach, and it's mainly about, taking care of people who are being injured, acute injuries, people with chronic injuries. So the story for me is that I've been through my own health challenges. It's the classic, you try and find a solution to a problem for yourself and you can't find it. So you'd be like, oh, that's a good idea then. I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there who would want what I want. So I was going through this kind of like phase where I just could not get rid of this back pain. And I was, literally down for surgery. And my osteopath, Guillaume, who is my partner now, was changing my life with his practice. And I was like, wow, okay. So there must be so many people who are thinking that this is the end for them. They're 33. They want to do something with their lives where they can still be healthy and carry on as they did before. And so Guillaume, he, showed me that, okay, let's do this. This is going to be a long journey, but you need to change this and that. So it came down to like supplementation, how I live my life, what I ate, how I saw inflammation, all these kind of things. So I started getting into it. I started traveling to America. I went to On It, which is Joe Rogan's place, got inspired by things I saw. And I was like, it's really weird that I'm in Dubai, which is a place about convenience, and I'm driving all the way here to get my supplements there. I'm driving all the way to do yoga. I'm driving all the way there to the osteopath center to see an osteopath. I'm driving all the way there to do this and that. I'm like, it's kind of weird that there's not one place where it's under one roof and next to what is our nature, which is the beach. So I pitched this idea to Guillaume, and this was in COVID, and he was like, let's do it. Boom. So we went looking for the place, found this ragged old building that was beautiful position, but we had to do up the place from scratch pretty much. And we started this project, and we've been 5 years on the project, 4 years open. And in that 4 years, we've gone from, kind of being at the bottom of the barrel to now playing with all the big boys in the sports rehab space. And, we're in top 3 now. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 20 clinicians, 40 staff. Like, it's been quite a journey. It's been quite a journey.
Plug the name in.
Yeah,
what's
Heel
it
Hub
called?
on the t-shirt here. Yeah,
Heel Hub, and it's located in Jumeirah.
Yeah, Jumeirah, right next to Kite Beach. So we're
Okay.
literally right next to the running track. So from the clinic, you're looking down onto the running track and to the sea.
That's very convenient, if
exactly.
you get injured surfing or running,
straight away there.
go straight away. That's very smart. We've got strategic choice.
We've got this like outdoor cold plunge, so you've got like 10 people can go in at once. So, myself, I go on the running track. I don't run. I think I'm just too thick built to run or something. I'm too heavy. But I go down, do my walk in, do my steps, come back, have a cold plunge. And it's you try and live what you preach, and it's not always easy. We come in the day and like all these distractions, people are knocking your door every 5 minutes. You have to create space for yourself and kind of block it off and do those things. You've got to take care of yourself too a bit.
Well, almost sounds like you stumbled upon the idea, right?
Fully.
What were you doing before that? What was the ambition?
So let's take it back to the beginning then. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, of course.
Sure. So grew up in Dubai, went to school here. And when I was like 16, my dad was like kind of fed up with me because all I wanted to do was skateboard, bro. All I wanted to do, all I thought about all day. It was the first thing I was really passionate about. And I'll tie this all in later about business and passion, but like I was obsessed with skateboarding. I can't tell you. In class, I was just planning tricks in my head, thinking of foot position to do this, to do that. And my mom would be driving me to school. I'd just be out the window like, okay, I'm going to do that trick on that stairs, da 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 da. And I just became obsessed. And it was the first thing I truly loved. What's the first thing you loved, actually? I should ask the question.
Food.
Yeah.
That's
I was expecting.
so thing with me is I've been passionate about a lot of things, and it just keeps changing because once you set milestones, you set yourself a goal, but once you achieve that goal, I'm like, I'm bored now. So right now that passion is comedy, right? And luckily this is one where the milestone is so far away that it's gonna take
Never
me a while.
ending.
That's why the journey is so fun.
Never
right?
ending
Yeah.
comedy. Or the arts, like forget it. There's no end. But that's what makes it beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, I know we're going back and forth between you and me, but like how long ago did you get into it?
A year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I actually just did my first solo hour on Thursday.
Nice.
And that's probably the biggest milestone I can hit before it becomes serious level stuff,
Congrats.
right? Like brand. Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank
That's
you.
big.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Overwhelming
Yeah.
while it was going on. Right before, I thought I was gonna vomit. The nerves were kicking in, and
Mom spaghetti.
yeah, knees weak. But the first 3-4 minutes in, when the laughs started coming in, there were a lot of friends that came out to support, and some of them have heard some of these jokes before, and they were still laughing.
Good.
They were still laughing.
Yeah.
So once my brain accepted that this is gonna go well, and there's nothing I can do about it now, just go with it. That's when I started having fun with it. And
Flow state.
good. Yeah.
So
Skateboarding. Yeah.
So it's like the first thing I was obsessed with. So it was like filming it, skating, trying to push myself, trying to push my friends. I put a crew of us together. And you gotta imagine, I'm nearly 40. This is Dubai. There's no skate shop. There's no skate parks. There's no internet. There's VHS videos I bring from UK in the summer. There's us there was LimeWire beginning. And you like download one clip, and I'd start them off before I went to school. I'd be like, I'm done, download these 3 clips, and then come home and 2 were done. My dad would be like, it's a virus. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Jamie Thomas. Like, you know what I mean?
That's in the dial-up days, right?
Those dial-up days, yeah.
Do you remember the sound?
Yeah, I go to sleep to it in my head. So where's I going with this? So skateboarding was my first, like, not passion, obsession.
Yeah.
Obsessed. And then I was like kind of learning how obsessed I could be about something, and kind of try and be as good as I could from all angles. So I started like filming videos, and then I wanted to pull like a full video part together of all the best skateboarders in Dubai and sell this video. And in the process of filming it, one of the guys who's in the video with us, he passed away at 16. It was a sad thing. It was New Year's Day. It's with a quad. It shaped my life in a lot of ways. And so we said we'd do this video for him. So we sold this video. We made thousands of dirhams.
Oh, wow.
You know? And
who did you sell it to?
To kids at school, their parents, like anyone. And I was like 15 at the time. And
okay.
So we put all this money together for a school in Vietnam that his mom had put as in his memory, essentially. But the whole point was like the tape, VHS tape. The kids of today don't know what a VHS tape is, but We had to do the artwork. There's no Photoshop, bro.
Hmm.
There was art on the computer. There's no tools that you have right now. You're filming with my dad's camera, all day, and I'm editing for hours. Man, editing back then on my dad's computer, I can't tell you how long it took to put an edit together. It'd be 48 hours buffering, And now can like go on holiday with my wife and kid. We're in Switzerland. I can be like, everyone's in bed. Oh, I'll make an edit on my phone.
Yeah.
High quality, like boof, and then upload it. But not in those days.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's the first time I'm like, oh, I've got the ability to do something. I've got the ability to put things together from different angles. And I think that was like the beginning of the awareness of like that keyed with the fact that you lost someone. I was like, time's precious.
Yeah.
At that age, I think I'm going to live forever. Honestly, like, you don't, I see my nephews that 18, 16, they think they're going to live forever. They think they're going to have that hairline forever. They think they're going to be thin forever. And I think like at a young age, I was like, the clock's ticking, bro. Let's get going. You know what I mean? So that kind of shaped the way I looked at things. And then I became kind of like, okay, there is an ability to pull things together, and I can pull things from different angles. I wasn't the best skateboarder at all. My best friend, who's still my best friend now, Richard Deeb, he was the best of the best. Could have gone pro. I don't know why I said that. He could have gone pro. But like, I realized I was like, I could do a little bit of everything, bit of design, bit of editing, bit of this, bit of team management, etc. And then my dad was like fed up with the only thing I cared about was skateboarding, and go to school, drop me off at like sports day or whatever, and be like, see you, Dad, skateboard out. Bye, go skateboarding. So my parents were like, you're not really focusing on school as much as because I was smart. So they were like, this is a waste, you know what I mean? You with your skateboarder friends and stuff. And then I was like, oh man, no, this is something for me, blah, blah, blah. And then my dad was like, yeah, good story, kid. Going to UK to boarding school, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
a shift.
African dad, he's
Yeah.
like not taking any, he's not messing around at all. So lost my base, which was Dubai, my friends, everything. Went to UK, obviously hated it. Went to boarding school. Everybody talks like this and there's that. And I played rugby and I hated it. And I loved rugby before. Actually, to be honest, it's twofold. I was like bigger than everyone, so I was like smashing. I was fully grown at like 12. I had like this much hair, facial hair at that age. I looked like the substitute teacher coming in.
That's the Algerian side.
The Algerian side, fully, right? Even my mom, she grew up fast, right? So at that age, everyone was just so much bigger than me and smashing me. First game I played, I just went into a ruck and someone just went, boom, chipped that tooth that's still chipped there, poof, out. Came out the other side and I was like, oh my God, like what have I got myself into kind of thing. But yes, that was my life. And then I was back in UK and life is quite dreary in Cardiff. It's listen, Wales is beautiful, but Cardiff's rough. And I was seeing opportunities, which is what business is about. And it was the beginning of grime. And grime was starting. This is the real beginning. I was in Cornwall on a like A-levels holiday. I don't know if people know what A-levels is like.
Yeah.
When you're like
year 12,
year 12,
13.
yeah, I think it was AS actually. So it was like 15 to 16 or 16. I can't
Year
16,
13, yeah.
Can't remember, so long ago, 20, whatever. And then I was my friend's mom was driving us and they had I know, BBC One Extra, wasn't it? Anyway, it was on. And I had Dizzy Rascal, Fix Up, Look Sharp.
Oh, wow.
And I loved at the time, like punk music. I love like NoFX and all this. And then I used to love Limp Bizkit and Korn and all this like new metal stuff. But I loved hip hop. But hip hop at the time was Ja Rule, 50 wasn't out yet. Like it wasn't that time when like that sound came, which kind of like I loved as well. But I had Dizzy Rascal, Fix Up, Look Sharp. And I was like, wow, what is this?
Mm.
My head just went,
Hmm.
never heard a beat like that. That BPM, that accent, that format and that structure of song. And I was just like, this is bananas. Like, I want this.
Mm.
I want to be part of this. And like straight away, I just like started calling up Virgin, and I was like, where can I buy this album? Dizzy Rascal, Boy in the Corner. I remember being like, everyone in the car, like, shh, let me hear the name of the artist. Let me hear the name of the album. Like, and they were like, it's Dizzy Rascal, Boy in the Corner. Couldn't buy it in Cardiff. I get on a bus, go all the way to Bath, where they had like 3 pieces left, buy the album, come back, and I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
and I'm just listening.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, how do I make these beats? You know, and this was, I'm gonna like probably like bring this in a lot. It's about technological change and how that's like shaping business. And I'm come to that crescendo, how it's helping me shape my business now. I try and keep it all framed in.
All good.
Sorry if
All
I'm
good.
going off
No, no,
and
no.
like
All good.
this is the
No, it's
story.
super
You know?
interesting. It's
Okay.
super interesting. Yeah.
So I heard Dizzy, then I get into Wiley, and I start listening to all the pirate sets, which pirate radios where they didn't have radio channels. They would put antennas at the top of these buildings up in UK and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, this is sick. I need a computer. So I'm like, buy a computer which I can make beats on, whatever. Tell my dad, oh, I need this for school, university thing, whatever. He's like, cool, I can buy this computer. I'm like, so download this cracked version of Fruity Loops, and I start making these like grime beats and UK hip hop beats and stuff like that. And then it's the days of MySpace. And then I start like putting my beats out there. And then I'm like, oh, I want to see what it's like to rap on these beats, see if it works, kind of thing. And then I'm like, okay. And then people start reaching out to me, and they're like, oh yeah, we like your beats. Can you come record with us? And I'd be like, okay, I go over there, and they'd have like these rubbish mics, really bad sound setups. And I'm like, guys, you can't be recording with this quality. So I'm like, I'd go with like my car filled with foam to the brim, my mic and my mic box, all my wires, like MIDI keyboard to act as like electrical, phantom power. It was nuts. But then I started in like Cardiff area, and then like guys in like Bristol, and then in East London were like, oh, can you help us with this? Da, da, da.
Yeah.
I started recording like rock bands in Cardiff. And there's like the band I started their debut album, they're like doing very well in Refuge. They're in London, like, got big, you know what I mean? So I just like got into this, and then I'm in Cardiff, and you know, life in Cardiff is you'll probably be doing the same thing 20 years later, you know? And then Mo, who's one of my family friends, my brother's best friend growing up, half Liverpoolian, half local. Can you imagine what that household was like growing up? Mommy, let's go and get to school now, you're late, you know? And his dad, yellow mama, go. And then, so he was like, I want to do like a record label and a production house in Dubai. And the setup costs were nothing because you know, it's cheaper when you have the local passport and all this. So I was like, okay, cool. So I come back to Dubai. MW Studios, we start doing radio ads, everything starts going, but I have no clue how to run a business, you know? I'm like, imagine they're like, can you send the invoice? I'm like, invoice templates. How do I feel? I have no clue what I'm doing whatsoever. Like, clueless, just learning on the job, like trying to use my brain to figure out how to do these things, you know? Step by step. And then while I'm back, I see that Sharia, a guy I grew up with who was from the skateboarding scene, he opened the first skate shop. He's like, oh, I want to open up like 10 skate. He's like, it's Iranian Australian. Mate, I want to open up like 10 skate shops, take over the whole of Dubai. He's like, still talks like that, still bonkers. And I'm like, cool, I want to get involved. Let's do this. And then they just stumbled upon New Era caps, which was huge. Then 50 came with the New Era hat, the MLB flat caps. They went bananas. So this little skate distributor had the biggest hat brand in the world, you know, and sales were like going like crazy. And I was managing this brand. I was bringing in my friends, Aaron, aka P Storm. He came in. We're doing all this, but we're so young and we have no clue what we're doing, but we're making money.
Yeah.
And being with Shari's company DDE was opportunity to learn. So what makes a good entrepreneur is learning. Like, that's it. Don't be scared of nothing. If you and me say like, right, we're gonna do this show, it's gonna be a little YouTube thing, we're gonna learn ballet, I'd be like, bet, let's go.
Yeah.
We got 6 months to do a performance at whatever, Sydney Opera House. You in?
Yeah. Done.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll learn it.
I'll try anything once. Yeah.
I can learn anything. That's my mindset. Like,
Wow.
so I was there and I was like, I understood the market, because the market was me. You know, who wanted to wear these hats, wanted to wear these brands that we had and stuff like that. And then, so I'm running with Mo, MW Studios. I'm running all skate shops. I opened like 6 or 7 new shops, key areas. Front of Carrefour, Mall of the Emirates, Dubai Mall, like building a skate bowl in the Dubai Mall with a shop underneath.
I've been there.
Yeah, you've been there, the
Yeah.
Rage shop, right?
I think I was one of your target audience as well, because I tried my hand at skateboarding as well, and that was the only place where there was a proper dome, apart from what we had in Business Bay at the time, and the New Era hats and the Rage, jeans.
You're probably in the shop with me then.
Probably, yeah. A lot of my friends were in the whole skating community. I tried for a couple of months.
But it's not even like just skating, it's the lifestyle that goes around it.
It's
too.
a community.
Like,
Yeah.
So what was cool?
So that's 2 businesses already.
There's 2 businesses operating. Like, so Shari's business, but he's like, I'm going to give a share of this, like strategic partnership. You know, if we make this, and this. So what was cool was with DDE is Shari could see that he could trust me.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like we were distributing through numerous doors, like Virgin, big shops, right? And then we had our own shops. And then I'm like 22. And he's like, you know, Kad, I want to get married. I want to settle down, blah, blah, blah. And essentially, like, he does the worst thing he can do, which is to give me the keys to run things on a day-to-day basis. And it could have gone 2 ways. Like, he took a risk on me, let's be fair. And he wanted a party. So I look back and I'm like thinking he was growing up. He was a young man. He was a kid, you know. I was even more of a kid, but he was also a kid. Like, I'm, 39 looking back. He was so young. So he's like, all right, I want you to handle this. When I say handle this, it's like the crew is like tattooed up, dreaded up, like they're all bananas. They're all partying every night. I'm trying to control everyone. We're doing skate tours with, crews coming from America and everything like that. And then I'm just like, okay, cool. Let's learn. So the accountant hated me. Mohammed, Bangladeshi dude. I would break his head. I'm like, I need to understand. He's, like, it's got the, was it Bangladeshi? He had the like Malay accent, the andra, and I wouldn't understand what he's saying in the beginning. Then we finally got to understand each other. So I'm like, how does this work? And he's like, this is profit and loss. I'm like, explain to me profit and loss. And he's like, this is the balance sheet. I'm like, explain balance sheet to me. So every like week, this poor guy would be like trying to explain accounts to me. But I wouldn't let it go. Like, I need to understand. So we buy this asset and then it loses value over time on here. No, it's on the balance sheet. Like, why? And he's like, because of this. And then I'm like, okay, fine. But that affects the profit there. He's like, no, because it's holding the value. I was honestly beyond confused in the beginning, but interested at least. And the first step I looked at was accounts. I wanted to understand what's true profit.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with it. I was like, right, how does that work? What's the profit and loss there? If we open this business in Dubai Mall, is that eaten into the other businesses which are in Mall of the Emirates and in DFC? You know what I mean? Because geographically they were kind of like eaten into each other a bit. And these guys took the time to teach me each of their craft. I had this Evan, who was like a super talented designer. That's all Photoshop at the time, Illustrator. I'm like, show me everything. It's like, you got to do this. This is the rule of thirds. your title in here, clarity, all rules that apply till now. Even when I see tattoos, I'm like, how legible are they from a distance? The same way I would, we were doing print ads back then. This is the beginning of Facebook, that just to give context in terms of what was your marketing channels. And then, man, I was just put my head into everything. And then it was Tanner, the guy with us, who's the video editor. What are you using? What's the software? It's like, this is the first days of Final Cut. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was so old school. I'm like, okay, using this. We're using these cameras. We're using this. I was like, all right, let's learn. And then with the retail, I wanted to know about the products, the fabric. Like, why is this good? Why is this stitching bad? Which factory did this hat come out of? Back in the day, there was 5 factories or 4 factories producing New Era hats. And then they consolidated to one. But at one time, the 2 factories were making the best hats because of the stitching. And so I tried to just be obsessed with everything that I was doing to learn. And I learned, and then it was just kind of like, it was like thrown in the deep end, like, there you go, figure it out. And I figured it out. And you know how to negotiate, you know how to learn how to deal with suppliers. You need to learn how to schmooze with, say, your distributor for New Era. When the New Era guys come to visit you, you've got to know how to take them out, give them a good time, still make them believe you're professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was really young, man, 22. I mean, what were you doing when you were 22? Like,
I think I was in uni. I was helping my uncle with an online retail business. So pretty much the same, not the same environment as you, but almost the same sort of journey. Because, like you were saying, you had people around you that were teaching you their expertise, their craft, which all of it leading up to now helps you make very rational decisions that are good for your business, right? But you kept that student mentality.
for sure.
Like you said, you still have now. Right?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, when they set up a business, so many people are in a rush to set up a business, right? In one of the episodes, what me and the guests were talking about was, don't let these small things stop you from starting a business. Just do it. Just go for it. But at the same time, don't be on the other extreme side of the spectrum where you're in a rush to do it, because if you're not ready, because there's an ego involved as well. I want to be a
Fully.
businessman. I want to call
Fully.
myself an entrepreneur.
Wow, yeah.
A lot of guys, right, on dating apps, they don't want to put, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. No, I am an entrepreneur. I'm self-employed. I'm a businessman, self-made. But are you?
People can brainwash that they feel like they need to do this now. Right?
Where you stop accepting that you're not doing well. And I feel like that student mentality is so important, especially if you're running your own business, because you never know who's going to teach you something.
Yeah.
A supplier that comes in and screws you over, there's a lesson in there. And if that happens more than once, then you didn't learn from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it's almost luck as well to be surrounded by so many people, but more than luck, it's the mindset of knowing who can give you what.
Yeah.
Right? Like, anyone would find accounting boring.
It's not.
But you went out of your way and made sure this guy was teaching you.
Yeah.
You made yourself excited.
I don't know I don't even know if he knows what he did for me, to be honest.
Yeah. Do you still know? Do you know where
I don't know where
he is?
he's
Or
gone. He's gone back to wherever. But
okay.
So I don't know if these people know what they did for me. They're
That's
such
nice.
cool human beings
Yeah.
you meet, like they're totally different, and then they open up and help you.
Yeah.
So while I'm at DDE, I kept getting people call up and be like, hey, do you have skate ramps for rent? Hey, do you have BMXs we can use for the show? And then I'd have people coming in trying to take measurements of our skate park, and I'd be like running in and like batting them off. They're like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? And then I'm just like, they keep calling and calling. I'm like, no, we're a retail store. Stop calling us for events. And then one day I'm just like, oh, there's a gap in the market. And so I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm doing all this with DDE. The studio's doing well. And I'm like, okay, I can see there's a gap here.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go for it. And, I negotiate bringing some skate ramp parks over from Germany. And I start this company kind of without, running it very like low key at the first beginning stages.
Yep.
And then it just goes like fire. There's so much demand. And then I get a product through the ramp maker. It's an airbag. So it's called bag jump, where you can jump into this bag from 40 meters high and walk away.
No, I've seen those.
Yeah, you've seen them.
Yeah.
Like they
Towards
went
the
super
end
hard.
of a stunt. Usually,
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Kind of like what stuntmen jump
Yeah.
into. Jeremy, who is my business partner, I bring him on. We go on a surf trip to Oman, and then we start talking on the way back, start talking ideas. I'm like, I'm doing this, this events company. I tell my dad is like, he's like, you got a roof over your head, do what you want. I don't think it's the greatest idea in the world. I can get you a job here. And I was like, no, I'm going to go for this. Okay, cool. And it flies. I know when I say flies, it goes. First job, they're like, okay, we want the airbag in Qatar. And we're like, we haven't even got the airbag. We've just talked to the guys. We haven't got the money to pay for the trade license. We haven't got anything to go but a word from those guys that we can distribute it if we get the trade license. They send us the partner agreement over, and we don't have the money to pay for the trade license at this point, just to give it perspective.
Yeah.
So we go find a job, get the down payment for the job, go pay for the trade license, sign the partnership agreement, and send the bag to Qatar to do the first job. I mean, like, talk about like the skin of your teeth. It's something I'd never do now. I'd never take risk like that. I mean, like, by that time I was just like,
nothing to lose.
Go for it. So we start this up, and we build an empire in 10 years. We became the go-to company for extreme sports, adventure sports, and urban culture. And there was such a niche. It was just the time where like there was all these big festivals that happened in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Qatar, Saudi, and they're like, oh, we need an area for teenagers. And we'd be like, cool. Climbing wall, zip line, skate park, you know what I mean? Wind tunnel, like bag jump, do. That's huge area taken. All these guys doing these events, like, oh, they're professional. They bring the best performers. They do all the video editing stuff afterwards. And we built this company that took over. And every year I'm like, someone's going to come in and do it. Someone's going to copy us. Someone's going to bring bag jump. Man, we were 9 years in. No one tried. People tried, but they couldn't do it like us. We were too far ahead. We had all the paperwork, we had all the admin, we had all the structures, we had everything on. But I was in a business where I didn't have to generate demand. I was just trying to fulfill the demand. And the big takeaway from that was I learned to do processes in that business. The most important thing is to be able to send cost in 24 hours and it be obviously accurate. It took me a year to get all my processes in order. A whole
Costing
year.
in terms of your quotations.
Quotations.
Okay.
24, 54 million. Each dirham has to be measured, just line itemized in events. Boom, boom, boom. This many staff, this many square meters of brand. It took me a year to put all our processes that in a way where people would be like, here's the pitch. My designer, Brian, would be like, boom, quote, send out 24 hours. And the guy would be like, it's the most detailed quote I've ever seen. And the presentation's beautiful. And, you can put the goggles on and walk through it and things like that. I mean, this is the way we got to. But it took me 1 year because I grew too fast.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the processes in there. So, I went from like very small to medium-sized company. COVID came and killed the events world off. But personally, for me, I was ready to get out of events. I'd had enough at that point. It's so heavy. It's too much. It's 3 days no sleep, brushing your teeth in Ibn Battuta Mall. It's heavy. When people say, I want to be an entrepreneur, I'm like, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what it takes. I don't know. It's like, man, maybe I'm over exaggerating. People watch and say, yeah, that's too much, whatever. But it's like, I want to be a bodybuilder. I'm going to take the PEDs, the performance enhancing drugs, to get to that level. But that's going to take years off of my life in the future. But I'm willing to accept that for now. That's an entrepreneur. this stress is going to take years off your life. And to go back to it, I said, I don't know if people understand that when they get into this. It's the facts. It's the facts. Maybe you're really lucky and you're Mr. 4-hour work week and I don't know anyone like that. I read these books and I'm like, yeah, to your exact specific case that you put together. Not for me, pal. I'm there grinding, you know? So COVID goes. I have this idea of this kind of place where all health falls under one building, because health is not single stratas. It's a web that connects together. You know, if you don't train well, eat well, get, you know, help from a clinician, I mean, it all comes together, you know? So I had this concept, pitched it to my osteopath and Guillaume, who's now my partner. And this time I said to my dad, you want to be involved, you know, silent partner. And he was like, it's a great idea, I'm in. So, you know, he's followed my journey like that. And so he opened up 5 years ago, and now we're up there with the best of them. But different struggle. Project-based business is you're grinding towards the end goal, and you're like an army. Work boots on, high vest on, let's go. But bricks and mortar day to day is like daily little fires. A lot more internal, a lot more dealing with staff, a lot more dealing with clinicians, doctors. You know, it's not easy always, but different types of business. So that's where I am now, and on my business journey. And I'll see what's next. I have a few things that will be my next phase. Maybe when I come back, I'll talk about those next phases.
Oh, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, or as we say it in Dubai, inshallah.
Inshallah.
So then comes in Heal Hub.
Yeah.
Tell us about the actual setup of it. So you mentioned, you know, how you found the place and everything, but what about actually setting up the business? Because this is not something you've done before.
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
Trade license or
Yeah.
the admin stuff.
Oh my God.
What was that like?
Whole new level, but same skills apply.
Mm-hmm.
Figuring it out, like hitting challenges. We had challenges with the building, being able to use it for our activity. It's COVID. I can't talk to anyone in Dubai municipality. Like being stubborn. Man, there's certain parts where I'm like, I need this approval. I go to DM and then they're like, no, they're sending me here. Then I just tell the guy, I'm like, I'm not leaving till you give this to me, brother. And he's like, please. He's like, go speak to him. I go speak to that guy. I come back, like, I still didn't get it. He's like, Astaghfirullah, I'll give you it now. And he gets it and gives it to me. And then I walk away, you know. You got to be stubborn, and you got to be, you know, you got to hold your ground. You got to get over things. And it was a long setup process, actually. You know, building anything medical here.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. Guillaume had a small clinic on Sheikh Zayed Road before. So we didn't start from completely nothing. So we had, I can't remember, but maybe 5 or 6 therapists that came over with us. So we had at least a start. We had their processes. But yeah, it was a whole new, but you know, I don't even think about the fact it's a whole new thing. So just do it. Like, I don't know if that's my curse or if that's helpful or not, but I just do it. And you know, my mom's always been like, get on with it, you know? So I've kind of had that attitude. I'm not as bad with my daughter, because sometimes I'm like, just get on with it. Or like, my wife's like, just chill a bit. Like, you know, my wife, yesterday we were in the shower, so my daughter's like, I'm so thirsty. I'm like, you should just wait, feel the suffering until we get home and just get on with it. I was looking at me, I'm like, I'll go get the water then. Do you know what I mean? So that's how my mom brought us up. She was just like, get over it.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
I think that's that kind of learning in our generation was important, which now
we're not soft.
Yeah, we're not soft, exactly.
You know, I'm sorry to say it, we're not soft. Like, just get on with it, and we figured it out. Learn moving forward. But I will say, like, framework, structure, SOP, all these boring things people don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about entrepreneur title, these are what matter. And so accounts works the same. Track your money, track your credit, track your debit, assess it. Operations, analyze it. What's your percentages? What's your ratios? These are things people don't want to hear about when they talk about entrepreneur life. They want to talk about reaping the benefits. Man, That's what you should be focused on. And especially if you want to step out the business. I talk about my mistakes with Heal Hub. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, not a businessman. What do I mean by that? My friend Omar put this in my head years ago. I'm still a businessman, still hands-on, still too involved, still too micromanaging stuff. I've gone so much better. And I need to let go, because these things sometimes don't matter, but they matter so much to me that I want the product to be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
An entrepreneur builds a business, then walks away and builds the next business. A businessman starts a baker and then works in owns the bakery and runs the bakery for the rest of his life. You've got to know the difference between those two things.
Yeah.
I want to be an entrepreneur, but act like a businessman. So I fight this, you know? And now I'm making the steps with the key staff I put in place, and let that key staff build their team around them, because I'm so involved in every decision. Then I become the workflow to me, because I've been involved. So what you need to do is hands off, right? Yeah, delegate, and also trust and let those people make mistakes. So like the clinic manager I have now is building her team around it, and I'm trying to stay hands off around it, because eventually I want to step away and do something different, and I'll maybe keep, you know, CFO role or something like that. But this is really difficult for people. But that obsessive, never good enough nature is what gets you from 0 at least to 70. You've got to know to switch that off at 70. So now at 70%, I'm trying to switch it off. It's very, very difficult.
I think you're also doing it at the right time, right? Because if you think about it, I think you should go from 0 to 100 and then dial it back to 70, because this is your business.
It's your baby.
You need to know everything about it. I've met people that have set up shop, but very early on, they will bring people on and start delegating, where fast forward 4 or 5 years later, if that person ever wants to leave, you don't know what they were doing or how they were doing it.
Yeah.
You've become reliant on them. You've made them irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Where now you're stuck. And that's why if you want to be both ways, entrepreneur, fine, you can walk away. As a businessman, you need to be able to know, okay, this person's leaving, resigning, is sick. I know what they were covering and what implications that has on my business, be it on a day-to-day or long-term, and I know what needs to be done to fix it, right? So I think the fact that you stayed on 100 and now you're dialing it back, I think that's very effective. I don't know if that was the plan, but I think that's a very strategic move, because now you know everything.
Yeah.
You know?
It's been interesting, honestly. It's hard. It's like I'm still learning like key skills.
Yeah.
Listening. Man, I really, okay, I'm here to talk today, right? But I'm working on listening. Such a bad listener in my previous life. Honestly, your job, you're listening great in this conversation, right? You've probably learned that.
Yeah.
Doing, you know, getting your reps in on all these pods, and like, man, some people are just waiting for their moment to talk. They're not listening to what you're saying. And sort of like, I've dialed it back. I'm listening, trying to listen.
Yeah.
But my brain's going 100 miles per hour. I have this like tendency, like someone's telling me something, I'm finishing their word because I'm ready to go on to the next thing, because my brain is at that speed. And I realized, like, what a selfish guy, not listening to people, you know what I mean? So I think having a family, my wife is a great, like, she's a good listener. So like kind of learning from her, having a daughter, I'm just there adoring everything she says, you know? So learn to listen, man.
Yeah, we're always growing, right?
Yeah.
We're always growing. So at Heal Hub, you get people that come in with different kind of problems. They need different types of therapy, right? What would you say is the craziest thing you've seen, or craziest reason to be there?
Wow, that's a great question. I think, give me a second, because you know you just sometimes reply, but I actually want to give you a good answer.
If you're allowed to share it, because
I couldn't share a specific case, obviously, but I think the craziest thing is there's an underlying stress nature to what everybody's going through, especially here in this fast-paced life. Like, you see the connection like clear as day when you're in a place. There's like 2,000, 3,000 people come through our doors every month, right? Everything you're seeing, from car accident injuries, and they're learning to walk again. People with, moms come in after having babies and all these things. And you realize here, especially, stress is a huge contributing factor that, we all say like, oh, you got to manage stress, but like, no one's really managing stress that well. I don't meditate or anything like that. I mean, people say that would be the way to meditate is whatever. But stress is the hard one to mitigate.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is I see in this, like, as the hive of Heal Hub, of people coming in and out and stuff, there's always this aspect of people like super stressed, and at the peak of their stress, they get sick, injured, or acute injuries are worse, or chronic injuries pop back up, and it's hard to watch, man.
Yeah.
Like CT, or like, man, there's just, you see like athletes go man, we have the athletes that come in, like, I don't want to go specifics, but like, say like CrossFit, like pro athletes, their bodies are so smashed, man. Like on paper, like on imaging, scanning, you'll be like, how can this person still operate that level? They can.
Yeah.
Their brains are so 1 in a million, and they still can keep going. You're like, this is just unbelievable. How can their bodies still just do that, So yeah, I think the craziest thing for me is just seeing how strong the mind is to keep going,
Yeah. Also, I think the stress, like you mentioned earlier on, you need to accept that you're shaving off a few years of your life with this stress, right? So all the more reason for an environment like Heal Hub, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen overnight. I think
No
the
way.
person needs to be committed. You're not going to feel better overnight. You might think you do, placebo effect.
Yeah.
But the real stress is down there. It's still in there.
It's tough to tackle.
This is where the cortisol comes in. This is where the inflammation comes in. It affects
Exactly.
your muscles, it affects your bones. And if you don't do anything about it, everything else just has a ripple effect, comes crashing down.
We need release.
Yeah.
Whether that be sports, whether that be going to a comedy show and laughing the whole night. Man, that's therapeutic. That crowd goes into this hypnotized craze, and you just become part of it. And it's just like, sorry, hitting the mic, but like, it's just like, this is what we need, nature. I mean, it's the whole topic we get into, but like, I've gone full dark mode, no social media. I only socialize with people who I have the time for. I don't go to parties. I used to be at Soul XP every year. I'd be out all night, this thing there. When I didn't have money, I was at the tables. I was paying for it, but I was part of that. And man, I'm out. I'm focusing on my business. I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, his kids. I don't care anymore. That's the biggest distraction in the world. Your phone. Everyone telling you how to be an entrepreneur on that phone in 30 seconds, Follow this program for $3.99. Bruh, no. Go in there and do the hard work. Do the back work, not the front work. This is the first like piece of like self-promotion I've done in years. I've only done it because Lukey's my friend, you know what I mean? Like, so, you see all these people doing all the front end stuff, my business this, Instagram this, see me at this networking event. No, go in there, increase your margins.
Yeah.
Go in there, improve the product. Go in there, keep your staff happy. Go in there, go and have cake when it's the cleaner's birthday, sit down with them and have the cake with them and make them feel as good as the medical director of your clinic feels. It's not all front end, man. It's back end. Go grind there. Do the donkey work. No one wants to hear that. Be rich in 3 months, with this. Guys, come on. Like, are you being this silly?
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. Well, it doesn't work like that for me, at least.
No, I mean, it'll work in the short term, right? But it's not sustainable. It's age-old saying where you teach a man how to fish versus giving him a fish, right?
I mean, half these businesses are teaching you how to do a business, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. So it's like, if you want something that lasts for time, so you want to hand down to your kids, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's not for me. Like, my biggest advice to people is like, I'm not saying come off social media fully. Like me, I don't have the notifications on my phone, by the way. WhatsApp is on another, it's not on the front page. It's whatever swipe. I'm so non-technical. I sound like a 40-year-old man. But WhatsApp's not at the front. Emails are not at the front. When I sit at a computer, I sit down to work. I put an hour timer on. I have my big to-do list. And if your to-do list for the day does not fit on a Post-it note, you are kidding yourself that you think you're going to get through that. That Post-it note is all you can do in a day. 1 hour. What you think was like, oh, I'm going to update this paperwork on DM or whatever, DED paperwork thing. You think it's going to take you 5 minutes? It never takes you 5 minutes. What are you talking about? It's 25 minutes later. Half your working slot of an hour has been used up. I'm watching all these people, if I go to a big office, they're writing their to-do list as A4. A4, you're joking. You're not getting through that. A4 list, dum, 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 dum. Did you plan your day? Like, no. Post-it note. Timer on your watch. One of those little things from Amazon, 20 dirhams, buy one. 1 hour, no phone, no nothing. Do the 2 tasks or 1 task that's applicated. Get on with it. I've got 5 big tasks. That's 5 hours of work. Walk away.
Yeah.
I don't even finish it then. Even with that planning, I still got things left over because people come, cab, you know what I mean? Like,
And people are overwhelming themselves, right? This brings me to, there's this whole mindset in here, but I think it's a global thing now, where now, like we were saying, it's trendy to be an entrepreneur, and this whole grind mentality. And if a lot of these entrepreneurs and businessmen would be going through a lot of health issues, a lot of mental health
sure,
issues, where it's like, it's taboo to talk about it because you're the leader of this business. How can you have this defect, right? Because part of our culture, part of the world we're in, still not up there to be able to talk about it, especially for someone in a leadership position. Because it's almost like, yeah, I sleep 3 hours a day. I'm at the office at 4 a.m. No, sleep. You're killing
best thing in the world
yourself.
for you, sleep.
Like, what are your thoughts on that? This whole grind mentality that's plaguing the.
It's tough, man, because I've fallen for it, you know, and then I've burnt the candle at both ends, where it'd be like, oh, we've worked 16 hours. Now let's go out and have drinks. Like, I was just killing myself from both ends, and then it's not sustainable. That's the number one thing. But also, like, I get it in some ways, because you're the boss, right? You're not supposed to be human, nearly, you know? All the staff will have problems, which, you know, you try and create layers that they can't come to you with those problems unless it's escalated to a certain size, or, you know. I honestly don't have the full solution. I'm just trying to work on it day by day. And one way is I'm just not comparing myself to others anymore. I don't know if that would work for you. You know, there's a point where I'm like, oh, I've got to have a 6-pack and run a successful business and be a great husband who cooks for his wife every day, and then does this with his child. I'm like, and then does charity work. And I'm like, bro, who's doing that? All these people on Instagram are doing it. I'm struggling. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I go in work mode, and then I'm like putting on weight because I'm like not sleeping well or killing myself at work, I'm like, I don't know how people are trying to think they can do this and keep it going. I personally can't. There's give and take for me. But I think it's just being aware, number one, and then just like prioritizing it and just not falling for this whole thing, you know, like the wake up goes back earlier and earlier. That's why I couldn't take it. The reels are like, I'm waking up at 4:30 to do this for the other day. And like, yeah, I do ice bath. Yes, I do all these things. I love biohacking. Like, so much. I'm getting up at 3. I'm like, guys, now 3:30. Like, are we joking? Like,
Especially with Ashton Hall now, everyone's.
I don't know.
Ashton Hall, the guy that puts the banana peel on his face.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen it.
Does
Yeah.
the ice dips his face in the ice bowl, but it's like super high end sparkling water or something. It's crazy because he's putting out these videos, and it's the same thing we're talking about. He's a businessman as well, right? Coaching packages and all that, and he's if you see his videos, it's almost like this man's got 30 hours in a day, right? Like he's diving in a pool. The time is 6:15 a.m. By the time he's done diving, it's 6:21 a.m. So he's been getting a lot of
Slack.
these comments
Yeah.
on online, but it's like, this is not real.
It's not real.
This is not
like,
real.
guys.
People
this
fall
is,
for it.
It's mental, and like, good for him.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about him right now. Good for him. What's his name? Ashton
Hall, I think.
Mr. Hall, good for you. We're talking about you right now in Dubai, and you know, in the middle of the afternoon. Good for you.
Yeah.
We're here talking about you. You did your job, son. You know what I mean? So good for you. I'm not falling for it anymore.
It's our job not to fall for
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
It's a facade. It's Wizard of Oz, and pull the curtain back. Guys, I'm telling you, just like make time for yourself. Make time for things you didn't expect. You can plan your whole day, and then one thing happens, and you're like, oh, I gotta go drive here and sort this out. Oh, my daughter's sick. I gotta go pick her up from school, whatever. But like, the reality is, you also gotta not be so harsh on yourself. Like, with these things, I think what makes you a good entrepreneur is never being happy with it.
Yeah.
So that also eats away at you. You know, sometimes my staff, like especially my managerial team, they like, less so now, I'm way softer, but in like flow events days, they'd be like, man, you're too much. You're too harsh on us. And then in my head, I'm like, do you guys know how hard I am on myself?
Yeah.
You know, I write that email and I'm just like, this is rubbish. Right again. I'm fighting with myself on everything, you know? Oh, I've done that. It's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. If I ever write it's not good enough, you know? And so I'm with other people, not the same anymore. And I've learned to do that. So I think it's giving yourself a bit of grace, which is hard to do, especially the cultures, you know, man. Dubai, like Middle Eastern culture, men have to be strong, can never be wrong, can never be soft. It's
never ask for directions.
So it's there, ask for directions. I know exactly where to go. You know, man, like you just got to get to know yourself, and don't let this little screen dictate to you where you think you should be, because that's not the race you're running. Stop it. Like, get away. Take a break. If someone takes anything from this, take a break from your phones, from social media. Like, don't be me. I'm out years now. But I'm just saying, like,
find what works for you.
Do a weekend. Don't go on social media for a weekend. Try that. Let's do that. Focus inward. Just do some work on yourself. Enjoy nature, man. Have a walk. That's it.
Well, Kad, it has been very insightful.
Cheers.
I think we're gonna need another part to this. Hopefully, you know, when you expand Heal Hub, or when you're done delegating things and you've made peace with you having to step back and start something new, hopefully we do another one. So the next segment of our show is Do the Needful. I'm sure you've got those emails or phone calls, usually someone that looks or sounds like me. And essentially, it's a rapid fire round. Sure. I'm going to read out some statements to you, and you need to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
One word, rapid fire round.
All right. Go.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. You need to heal.
Heal.
You need to rest.
Home.
You need discipline.
Dad.
You need strength.
Mom.
You need silence.
Me.
You need resilience.
Me again.
You need peace.
I'm not very rapid fire with this, am I? Nature.
You need food.
Soup.
You need to vent.
Wife.
You need to catch a wave.
Surf, buddy.
You need adventure.
Mountains.
Yeah. That's okay. Beautiful. Well, that brings us to the end of Do the Needful. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah.
It was
Rapid fire.
Yeah,
Rapid
like-
fire. Surprising. You said you're not good at rapid fire. Surprisingly, I think that's one of the fastest we've received
Really?
responses. Yeah, yeah. And
Just trying to be honest as well, you know what I mean? Just
yeah,
not
no, it was,
reply, just reply kind of thing.
oh, that was amazing. We're down to the last part of the show, and this is we call this best regards, and because every guest that we have, it's a journey, and you're not doing it alone. And there's people that are supporting you. Some of them it's obvious. Some of them, like the stories you shared, they didn't even know they were helping you. So
Yeah.
imagine this is an email that you're sending out to everybody that you'd like to thank and appreciate.
Yeah.
And this is what we call it best regards. So just what's that email gonna read?
Can I just say, it was this very nice segment, guys.
Thank
Very smart. Like, what a great way to finish. An amazing talk, by the way. I think I'll just say thank you as well for
Thank
your
you.
time. You're a great host, great listener, and I wish you the best on your journey. And I'll be coming to your shows.
Hopefully.
I'll leave the house for once. Yeah. I think I start with my daughter. She's the love of my life, mate. Changed everything for me.
Right.
I hope the older her watches this and she knows her dad loves her so much. And like, mate, I'm like emotional just talking about it. Like, I hope the older her sees that her dad was grinding for her for a better life. And yeah, I'm doing it selfishly for me and my ego, but my motivation has changed over time to creating a better life for her and spending more time with her. And that's why I want to step away more and be with my wife and be with my daughter a lot more and do all these nature trips and spend, we spend a month in Sri Lanka every year, and it's heaven, and I love it. So I want to thank them for changing my life first and foremost. My parents, man, I wouldn't be here without them. They're bonkers, and I love them. They've been everything. They're typical story of working class family, come to make a better life in Dubai. It's so classic,
Yeah.
It's so cliche, I feel. But they're amazing. My mom's as working class Valley's girl as you can get, and who came and made a better life, and my dad who worked his bum off to get where he is. So I want to thank them. They've given me and my brother the stepping board. So they went from here to here. Now we want to go from here to here, and they've never missed a step. And, I grew up a Satwa boy, and I'll be a Satwa boy till the day I die. And I thanks to them for everything. And, I've got my family who all live on one street together. It's me and my family, my brother and his family, who I love, and his kids, and my mom and dad at the end, who are back and forth from Wales. And this street of love that we have for each other.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So they're everything I need. And, my friend circle has gone from this to this. And those last friends I have, not last friends, but those friends I choose to make time for are the people who define me, essentially, and amazing business partners I've had, and we've nearly killed each other, but they've helped me, like Jeremy, Guillaume, Mo. Thank you so much for everything, and thank you guys for everything. And what a great show, what a great cast, what a great crew. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No, thank you for being here, and hopefully some of the people watching or listening to this can take some inspiration and dial it back a little. Don't kill yourself over it, and just know what you can. Don't bite more than you can chew. But thank you so much for being here, and hopefully we'll see you soon at Heal Hub.
You're all invited. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.